Do you have a busy life and are thinking about going to a busy aviation career, and you're wondering if you can manage being a full-time worker and also a student? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about the things that you have to consider when balancing a new career and also being a student pilot. Without further ado, let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I was in the Air Force active duty for 7.5 years. Then I left active duty for the reserves in order to pursue my aviation dream. Since then, I've been getting my certifications. I have my private pilot, instrument rated, my commercial and multi-engine certifications. And at this point, I'm trying to see where I want to go with the career. So I have been doing a lot of consideration and a lot of thinking of what my next steps are. The cost of getting your pilot license is not just the cost of going to school, it's also what comes after school. You have to keep current with your licenses, and also you have to keep getting hours in order to pursue the aviation career. So in order to get to the airlines, you have to have 1,500 hours. And if you want to go to corporate world, you still have to go to 800, 900 hours before they're going to hire you into a professional salary job. Otherwise, you're going to be a flight instructor earning 25, 30 bucks an hour for a long time. Aviation has turned into a very popular career recently, especially after the pandemic, and all the pilots retiring. Everyone wants to be a pilot nowadays, and schools have gotten busier and the industry has gotten a lot of fresh students coming through the pipe. And a lot of people are thinking about switching careers later in life, in their 30s or 40s. So I am 33. I started my training when I was 29, almost 30. And it took me about a year and a half to get all my certifications. And then since then, I've been kind of working on what the next steps are for my path. My goal is to commission as an Air Force pilot because I want to continue my military career and transition from my medical job into my aviation job and become an officer in the Air Force. Along the way, I've had a lot of struggles because I've had to move states, I had to move different jobs, and maintaining my credentials has been a very challenging thing to do. And just like a lot of us, we have kids, we have busy careers, we have other commitments that we have to attend to. So knowing these things ahead of time will help you plan and also give you a good timeline of where to expect to be at certain times. After you're done with your student stuff, then you have to maintain your license, right? So then if you have a multi-engine license, you have to keep your multi-engine license approaches. If you have a single engine license, you still have to do your landings and takeoffs, your day or night. You have to do your biannual flight review. You have to do your instrument rating requirements if you want to be instrument rated. And there are a lot of things that you have to maintain, like your subscription for flight or whatever electronic bag you use. You also have to keep up with your medical certificate, and you have to get your medical test every so often. So all those things are things that you have to consider in order for you to be successful in the aviation world. So just because you're legal to fly doesn't mean you should fly as well. So let's say you got your license and it's been like 90 days, are you gonna go rent a plane and fly it by yourself? Or are you gonna have to pay an instructor to go fly with you to stay current, and then you still have to go rent a plane and keep doing it yourself, right? So all these costs add up over time, and there are things that you have to consider before you take onto this career. On top of that, if you work night shift or anything like that, you're basically backwards. So you have to get enough rest in between your flights in order to have enough mental power in order for you to be successful and safe. So you don't want to be drowsy or trying to do long cross countries or anything like that when you're sleepy or not feeling well. So you have to look at the weather, you have to see how you're feeling, you have to do all these things that will affect you progressing into a career. And if you're not ready for those monetary commitments, then it's going to take a long time. On top of that, you're busy with your family, your kids, your responsibilities. So Monday through Friday you're working, and then you have the weekend available to fly. Maybe you have birthday parties, you have other things that you have to attend to family-wise. You have to attend to other commitments. So having a good plan helps you in the long run as well. But there are ways to mitigate these things. So in order for you to save some money, you can use flight simulators. Flight simulators that are FAA approved are like half the cost of renting a plane per hour. And then you have the instructor cost on top of that. But you can go and maintain at least your proficiency in your instrument approaches, and like use simulators to aid you in the currency standards, but you also want to go fly because you don't want to lose your touch with the actual plane. You can chair fly, you can quiz yourself at home. Another thing is you can use like Microsoft Flight Simulator to just kind of keep your mind, working, keep your, if you need to go do an instrument approach or anything like that, you can practice it in Flight Simulator. If you have the rudder and joystick, Flight Simulator actually you can load up the approach into the procedures there and everything, and you can fly with the plane that you have, if you have a Cessna or if you have any other planes. But a lot of this comes down to monetary costs, right? So having a savings fund or having a account that you set aside just for flying is crucial, because this will give you the edge and it will give you the funds to keep consistently flying. This is not to scare you or anything like that, but it is a big commitment, and you all want to be successful, so you have to take these things into consideration. It's been difficult to keep my currencies with all the life events that happen. You have to fix your car, you have to buy furniture, you have to buy a house, you have to do different things, and flying sometimes gets put to the side, and then eventually you become not current, and it costs you more time and money to go back to get those currencies again and get back on the plane. So these are things that I have struggled with, and I want you guys to be more prepared than I was, so that way you guys can be more successful than I was, and that way I can help you in whichever way. If you have any questions or if you need answers for anything, you can put it in the comments below. Also, I've been doing some blogs on my website, and I'm gonna link it in the description below. You can go in there and just kind of see a blog that is tied to this video, so that way if you have time to read, or if you like to read instead of watching a video, you can go do that. And like and subscribe. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see. I have more videos coming up. I have videos about my process of commissioning in the Air Force coming up. So far, I have done my AFOQT, my TBAS, and I have applied to some bases. I'm still waiting for results. The applications just closed out as of this recording of the video. And I'll put my experience in the video, so that way you know how to prepare for the AFOQT, the TBAS, how to apply for an Air Force position, so that way if you want to be a military pilot, you can do that. So yeah, I'm trying to get back to my website, writing blogs, and I will put a video with the blog, so that way you guys can have something to read as well as something to look at. So if you like that, let me know. Give me a like, a subscribe. If you have any questions, send me an email, go to my website. You can put a comment on the blog as well, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. I'm always looking for emails or comments coming in, and I try to answer them as best as I can. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll come up with more videos about this similar topic. So if you're interested in videos like that, subscribe so that way you don't miss them. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.